Hello, welcome to Loot Level Chat, the podcast from Loot Level Chill. I'm Mick Fraser, and I've got with me tonight Steve Chambers.
Hello there.
And Kieran Singh.
Hello.
And no Lyle again, because his internet has shit on him for about the... I don't know.
Surprise.
It's mad, isn't it? He's just never here anymore. So we were planning to talk about the adventures of Elliot, which we're not going to talk about. So I feel that we're going to put this one to bed now. Maybe it'll come up in some category or something at go-to time, because it is a lovely game, but I haven't played enough.
Does that mean we have to take Lyle's word for it on a lot of it?
Maybe. Well, I'm hoping
that could be problematic,
because I've put it in the Steam Deck because I'm going away, so I'm taking it with me when I go on holiday. So I'm going to play a bit of it this week, because I'm going away. So you're recording this a bit early this week. Not that it matters to the viewers. In fact, it's weird because I'm going on a holiday in like 2 days. But by the time anyone listens to this, I'll have just been and come back. Just like the weird time travel of pre-recorded podcast means that by the time anyone actually hears this, it's all done and dusted. There's nothing to be excited about anymore. But I'm excited now. But so it's been funny because we're all playing stuff. We're all playing like embargoed stuff that we can't talk about yet. There's various things floating around, but it has been we have just had like Steam Next Fest. We've had all the showcases that we've been through at length in the last couple of weeks worth of podcasts.
That already feels like a lifetime ago, though.
I know, yeah, because we didn't do anything last week because the heat was just ridiculous, and I didn't really fancy sitting in 35-degree heat and trying to concentrate on a podcast. Much cooler now. So obviously we played one of our bonus pods. So if you listened to what was last week's podcast, it was actually one of our bonus pods from Patreon. So if you like that, that's the sort of thing we do on Patreon. But yeah, it's been so I've had sort of a demo fest because I've had the Switch 2 as well, and I've only had DMC to play on it, and then I realized that I could get into my old catalog, so I had like Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I got the upgrade for Breath of the Wild. Yeah, so I've been having some fun. I played a couple of demos on it though. I did play a few on the recommend. So I played Star Fox, which I really liked. I did like that.
Here we go.
I know I'm not going to wax lyrical because Lars given it a 10 already on the website, so it's had its props. He reviewed it and gave it a 10, as did quite a few outlets actually. It's
surprising how many people can be wrong at the same time.
I know. Well, I'm wrong as well then, because I really like the demo.
We knew that.
So I played that, and I played Donkey Kong. Played the demo of Donkey Kong.
I don't relate that as a you thing.
It's not really. It's not my sort of thing. Like, I could see why it's fun, but I was immediately like, I can't be arsed with this, just smashing everything inside.
But were you impressed by it technically?
It runs nice. Like, and like
looks cool as hell.
It looks pretty good. Like, yeah, I was quite impressed by it, like visuals. It's colourful, but it's not my sort of thing. So like, I dropped off of that, and then what else did I install? I tried Wild Hearts for a bit, but I thought that didn't run all that smoothly, and I thought
it's fine, but it's not impressive.
Yeah, and I thought maybe if I really, really wanted to play that again, I'd just reinstall the PS5 version, which
fair point.
Which was also pretty shuddery.
It was that dodgy release, wasn't it? And then got patched quite a bit.
They patched everything, but it could never handle the snow. There was a couple of areas where you're in the snow, and it just killed the game completely. And they never really fixed that in future patches.
It always just looked like it was static running down the screen rather than an actual snow effect.
Yeah, it was really rough. So yeah, I did have a quick. So I've had a run of a few things on the Switch 2, and I like it. I like the console a lot. The only thing I was a bit disappointed about is that they've took out the whistle. The whistle's not there anymore. You know when you used to go into like the menu if you went into the menu on the eShop, it would do that like.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten that was.
It doesn't do that anymore, and I was like, "Where's the whistle gone? Why have you kept the UI the exact same? You've changed nothing." Except you've taken out that whistle, which was really like, I always loved that noise, and it's gone. So I wasn't very happy about that.
Everything about it seems to have got more and more serious over each console generation.
It's quite.
Do you know what I mean? Like even going
now,
back to like the 3DS, and you do like a data transfer, you'd have all the little Pikmin carrying things across, and like the Wii Shop music becoming the meme that it is. And it's just getting more and more. You know, it's a professional gamer's choice nowadays, obviously.
Well, even like the Switch was like just more whimsical by dint of having like the multicolored. Like you had all the options of like Joy-Con. You probably do that with the Switch 2. I don't know, but like I bought the basic Switch 2, and it's just looks like the Steam Deck. It's just a black block with.
Yeah.
But oh god, it's got a lovely.
You pointed out the other day, Kieran, because we were talking about the new Joy-Con, weren't we? And the color option, and how it won't actually match the actual Switch now.
Yeah, that drives me mad.
And that feels weird. But don't know.
Yeah, because I had like on my original Switch, I got the one with like the blue and pink, and then I got a second Switch free with like a phone upgrade or something. I can't remember what it was, but I had a second one, and that came with the orange and green.
Yeah.
And then I had the little Switch Lite.
I love the Switch Lite.
And then I bought Legend of Zelda. Like someone was selling them so cheap on eBay, like the Legend of Zelda. Like I got them for like 20 quid when they were super
the blue
expensive. Yeah, and I had those. I've got them somewhere in a drawer. And like,
I think I've got a pile of dead Joy-Con in the drawer, all with fucking horrendous drift.
I never got. Touch wood. I mean, it doesn't matter now because I think I'm sure they fixed it on Switch 2. But I never had stick drift on Switch, and I played like a lot of games. Like I played Fortnite and stuff for a long time on Switch and things, which you think would.
You think give it some hammer?
I just guess I got lucky with it. But I think I used to swap. Yeah, I used to swap them out all the time as well.
Maybe it's got even rare.
Maybe because
I went through a stage of getting them and even doing like a repair for it all. But after the first time, you think I can't be asked anymore to keep doing this. It was just
but I used to I'd like buy them cheap. Like I think I bought a grey pair of like a car boot sale. Somebody was just selling a pair of grey Joy-Cons. I needed some because I bought the Ring Fit ages ago.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted one that I could just keep in that because I couldn't be asked to keep click. And
so your natural reaction was, I'll hunt around some car boot sales.
I think I just saw them. I think I was just there and somebody was selling them. And probably it was one of those people that didn't know what they were worth. They were just like, like their kid had given them a pile of stuff and there were Joy-Cons in it and they were selling them for like a tenner. And I was like, fucking hell, okay. They probably don't work, but for a tenner,
I didn't even think that was a thing anymore. I thought people would be so savvy about that stuff.
I'll tell you what, every now and again, we go car booting sometimes and just have a scout around, and every now and again you'll get somebody who's literally like it's normally like a mum or a dad or like a gran or something, and they've been given a basket of stuff by like a kid or something, and they've just put it all out, and they've no idea what they've got. And I've done it. I've like picked up like Warhammer stuff and video game stuff, and like I remember I bought like a GameCube for £6 at a car boot, and I got it home and it worked, and I gave it to Adam in the end because I was like, I didn't want this, I just bought it because it was
I just couldn't resist it for £6.
Yeah, I didn't have any games, I was never going to play it again, and Adam was like, well, I'll have it for the
collection.
Office, and stick it on the so he's got it on the shelf in the office. But yeah,
mine's always the opposite way. I tend to do things like vintage trolls and looking for odds and ends on there, and the amount of times I go on there and think, you're selling this for more than I can get it new, like what are you doing? So I think your karma is offsetting mine.
Yeah. It's weird when people don't know the value of things, I find. Like it takes a Google, just Google it. You've got something, just look it up. And I love it when I go to like car boot. You see this a lot. So you go to a car boot, we'll get onto games in a minute, but you go to like a car boot and somebody will be selling like video games, and they'll have something like Destiny and they'll be selling it for like 15 quid. And like so I'll be standing next to someone who's picked it up and I'll be like, please don't buy that for 15 quid. Like it's free to download. 2, it's fucking 10 years old. Like what? Please don't. And then I have intervened before. I have seen someone like go, like I think somebody picked up like it was like a promo disc, and I recognized it was like a PS3 or PS4 promo disc of something, and they'd picked up, and I'd been like, that's don't buy that. That's not the proper game. And I can't remember what it was now, but I have done it before. But quite often,
just imagine you eyeballing them across the pasting table. Just like, don't do it.
And I hate it when you get somebody who like thinks that you're just like an idiot So like they'll have something and you'll be looking, they'll be like, oh yeah, those games are all like a tenner. They're quite new. That's quite new. And you're like, no, it's not. It's not quite new. It's
That's
like 12 years
2004,
old.
for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
it's very, very old. Yeah, but still good though. Still good. It's all that I think.
Classic.
Fucking hell. My missus
I didn't
will go,
expect an impromptu car boot special this week.
No.
It's quite nice.
and my missus will say, he writes about games actually. She loves it. And they go, oh, do you? Yeah. So stop trying to fucking con me. Jackass.
So
Right.
what have you picked up in the Steam Next Fest then, Mick? So you're gonna
So
enthrall us with?
demos, yeah. I don't know whether these were Next Fest demos or not, to be honest. I played let me think. I played 3 of note.
Ooh.
So one was definitely a next I can't say it, Next Fest demo, which I'll talk about in a minute. The other 2 I'm not 100%. So the first one I played was a game called, and I've got to remember it now, Ascenders Beyond the Peak. Right?
Okay.
And I picked it up because I think you'll really like this, Kieran, I think.
I like the sound of it when you mentioned
I think I just have a feeling that, and you might actually, Steve, as well, because it's so technically, right, it's a turn-based tactics game, right?
Okay.
But it's a mountain climbing turn-based tactics game, and it's really fucking super interesting. Like I started it and I got about 5 minutes in, and I was like, this has got something. Like this has got me. And I played the whole demo. And it's basically like so the demo starts and you've got like 3 climbers and you're just on the cliff face, and it's presented as like there's the vertical cliff face and you've got the 3 climbers that are hanging on it.
Yep.
And you can scroll, it's all mouse control up to now, so you can scroll the mouse up and it will move up and down the mountain so you can see what's coming. And then all 3 of your climbers have got like a stamina bar, and when it's your turn, so it's like you have a turn and the mountain has a turn. So like when it's
taking the place of enemies essentially.
Yeah. So when it's your, and there are enemies in it as well in places, which I'll explain. So you like so when you take a turn, it'll give you like your movement, how far you can move, and obviously like your climbers come in classes, and there's like multiple classes, multiple archetypes, and they'll have more or less stamina. They'll have special tools, like some of them have got pickaxes, some of them have got a special rope, some of them can medics and things. So you'll get a movements grid like on a normal tactics game. This is how far you can get up the mountain, and you're all tied together, so everyone's got a rope. So you move one climber, and then like if you come up to like a rock face or bracken or something, you can go to their little pack and it's got like a little array of tools. And like I said, like you'll have a pickaxe, you'll have some extra rope, or you'll have like a pit, like climbing picks and things. And you can use one item every turn. Like each character can use one item every turn. I imagine there's an economy later, or there'll be a character that can use 2, or there'll be a way to like
you're constantly playing to their skill set.
And so like, and every now and again, like the mountain will be against you, so like it will rumble and you'll have cracked place, like you'll have like rock falls, and it'll show you where it's going to fall, and then if you're under it when it falls, it will knock your climber off, and then they'll hang on the rope between the other climbers. And basically, if you can get one to a ledge, like every time you get to a ledge, you'll gain a piece of stamina back. And if you've got a climber hanging, you can get one climber to a ledge and he'll hold the hanging climber. But then the third climber will have to climb down towards the one who's hanging and like give him rope and nail him back to the cliff while he gains his stamina back. If you fall, you just have to cut the rope. You've just got to
just abandon your mate.
You've got to just sacrifice the hanging climber so you can save everybody else. So it does this like through the turns. Like there's a scene where like one of the bits in the demo, you come across this like other climber, you help him, and then he goes a bit mad from the cold and hunger, and he like starts throwing things at you like to try and knock you off the mountain, and you basically have to climb up to him and pickaxe him before he knocks you off. And like there's like various different hazards, and then like you'll reach the top, and the top is just a base because it's all set on like different mountains, and this main demo is like Everest, but you'll like get to the base camp, and then like everybody can go and like everyone can eat, or they can heal, or you can
that's your opportunity to like refill then.
Yeah, or you forage for like wood and cloth and things like that, so you can make like items. You can make remedies and bandages and splints, and you can shore up your ropes, and you go foraging for berries, or like you might get lucky and there's deer, so you can go and harvest meat, and then you've got meat, or you like sometimes you'll find food that you can reuse, so it'll be like a big loaf of bread or a can of something, and that'll give you 2 meals, and like you've got to eat to keep your stamina up. Everybody's got to fit in the tent so they can sleep, and then like there's like it's like severe weather, like sometimes you'll be climbing and like a blizzard will hit, and it's like you can't see where you're climbing or what's going to fall on you, and it like increases the stamina drain. It's just really interesting.
Yeah, it seems like an interesting take on that style of game. I think, did you mention it's kind of like Darkest Dungeon?
Yeah, because like obviously the climbers all have like fatigue levels and stamina levels. They can break bones, they can go nuts, like they can starve or dehydrate or whatever. Like there's all these things
constantly balance out.
Yeah, and then like every now and again you'll get to a certain base, like in between climbs you get to recruit, and I think there's 6 portraits altogether, even though there's only 3. At a certain point in the demo you'll go in with 4, but I think there's 6 portraits, so potentially there's like a crew of 6 climbers you can be managing. But I don't know, it's just really interesting. Yeah, Ascenders Beyond the Peak it's called.
What's it like sort of graphically, stylistically? Because I'm struggling to imagine it.
It's a bit Darkest Dungeon-y. It's got that kind of comic booky, like really grim, like it's low like saturated colours. And it's like it's low colour, if you know what I mean. Like everything is like a sepia tone of something.
Right.
And it's like, so it's got like a natural old. It kind of looks like. So what game am I trying to think of? You guys won't know, I don't think. I doubt you would have played it. There's a game a little while ago called. I can't remember now. It was by the people who did. It was by the people who did Curse of the Dead Gods. It's got that kind of art. There was another game where you played as like a Little Red Riding Hood and all this like in like a top-down isometric game. It's really it feels like that graphically. It's like quite like washed out, and it's really good though. It looks really good.
It doesn't sound like the happiest game.
No, it's very grim. Like there's no like levity in it. I was expecting some comedy now and then, or like but like there's not really any. It's quite relentlessly grim. Yeah. But,
the reality of man versus mountain.
Yeah, that's exactly I think what they're going for. But it's good. It is really good. So I would, if you can,
like worth a grab, that's for sure.
It's definitely worth checking out the demo.
Has it got a release date?
No, not yet. It just says 2026.
There's so many demos like that at the minute where it's just like it's coming when sometime maybe this year.
Yeah, I think it might even say coming soon, like it does sometimes, which means there's a, but it might be coming to early access. I'm not sure. But yeah, so Ascenders Beyond the Peak, that's the first one I played. You've got one, haven't you, Steve? Do you want to talk about that?
Again, I'm not 100% sure this was a Next Fest demo, but it happened to be there when I was looking through it all. So I've made the assumption that it is.
Yeah.
And this is probably one of the most me-coded games ever made. It's called Offbeat. It's a music-making semi-tycoon style game. It's got pixel art that is quite reminiscent of Unpacking.
Oh, yeah.
In this kind of semi-isometric pixel art view. The idea being that you are sent a music sequencer by a family member and you want to learn how to use it. And your uncle then contacts you. And one of the first things you have to do is go, right, I want a new ringtone for a phone. Okay. And your task then is to make a ringtone for a phone. That easy. You've got sounds you can use. It gives you a small grid to place notes on. And it is teaching you the basics of music making in an electronic format. You know, so for me, it's basically the kind of shit that I do when I'm sat around having fun anyway. but it's a very simplistic way. If someone was interested in this, I can imagine this being a gateway drug into understanding how synths work, how sequencers work, even down to how you wire them together. You have to literally get the cable and plug it into the right place for, say, a line in.
That's cool.
So it's quite good at explaining the physicality of how this stuff works. As far as I can tell, there's no fail states that I've found so far in a demo, at least. Anyway, it'll say to you, right, make this little ringtone. It'll give you a 16-beat grid, and you just make a nice little tune. You send it off. Uncle says, thanks very much. And then it'll give you the next thing to try and do. One was another make a theme tune, but it had to include a jazzy style and be upbeat. So it does give you something to work towards. Admit it, I probably should have tried to fuck with it a little bit and try and make the most depressing thing I could have done, but it gave me a target, so I went for it. But again, it's giving freedom of creativity here, and it's as to how much further that goes in terms of how stringent those rules get, I'm yet to see. But it is giving you new instruments to play with. One is, do you remember the monkey with the cymbals?
Oh yeah.
You know, the one, I mean, a little wind-up thing. It'll give you that to act as a hi-hat, basically. So you can either keep the cymbal in for like a bigger open hi-hat sound, or take them away for more of a kind of clap/closed hi-hat. So you can play around with these, and you are doing the thing where you physically take them off and just drag it over to take these bits to pieces. And yeah, it's just a really lovely, cozy music maker. And it's not something I've really seen before in that style. Usually it'll give you, like, I could quite happily see it as like a rhythm game where I'd want you to do these things, but to actually give you the freedom to go, look, just make what you want, play around with these things. And by the looks of it, from what it shows you on the demo, there's going to be lots of different instruments to get your head around, and each time it's expanding how much space you've got. So I imagine you'll be making full songs before you know it. So yeah, it's just a nice little pick up and play and dick around creatively kind of game, man. Again, it's not one that's showing when it is. It's going to be a 2026, but it'd be one for me. I'm like, yeah, I can imagine on day one. It's just perfect to sit on the sofa and make some little beats with.
Sounds like something they would early access. Sounds like something that would drop into an early access.
It says that on the Steam store.
Yeah,
it's on early access.
Yeah.
And
I'll definitely play that.
But like looks-wise, Kieran, it's certainly your kind of game.
It looks just like Unpacking, actually.
Yeah, and it's just cozy and fun, man.
Yeah, sounds nice. Not for me. I'm not very musical, but
this could lure you in, Mick. This is the gateway for you.
It's not that I love music. Like I listen to music all day, every day. I'm not very musical minded. Like I'm tone deaf. I'm
the same.
Yeah, I can't sing. I can't recognize a note. I couldn't put music together and be like, yeah, this. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I just like the idea it might introduce it to new people who have maybe looked at these bits of hardware kit and gone, these things aren't cheap to go and get. It's not like you can pick one up for £20 and give it a go. But this way you can toy around with the idea at least and go, actually, I could see what I could find.
Well, I've noticed there's been a bit of a thing recently about gamifying hobbies. Like it seems to be quite a thing where, like, I played and previewed. I don't want to really talk about it much because it's not one of the things I was going to mention. But I played that miniature painter studio. I think so. There's like 3 all of a sudden. There's like miniature painter studio. There's model kit studio, and there's another one which is like a VR.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And I played, but the one I played was Miniature Painter Studio. And to be fair, right, I didn't find it very good. Like, I found it to be really, really obtuse and uncomfortable to try and use. Like, it's really fiddly.
I guess because you're spinning it around in a 3D space, aren't you, to try and get, I guess, faces that you want to work with.
It's not just that. Like, I think if you could just pick the model up and move it, and if you could just... So it gives you like a kit of parts, and you're supposed to glue the model together, and you're supposed to then like pick your paints, but it does it in such a weird way where like the controls are weird. Like you can't just click on a piece and move it. When you click on a piece, you get these arrows that come out of it, and you have to click those to move it to a place. It's really, really unintuitive. It feels like a dev tool that they've just used to make the game rather than actually take it to a next step. And so I was quite negative in the preview because I was disappointed because I thought this looks like it could be quite fun. And obviously the trailer, they're just swinging stuff around and it looks it's not that at all. It's really complicated just to move something, like just to turn something over. You can't just click on it and rotate. You can't even like pan the screen easily. You've got to hold different buttons down and stuff. So, but they read the preview. The devs read the preview and they sent us an email, which was nice actually, because I thought Adam was like, "Oh, we got an email from those people," and I was like, "Shit," because I was quite harsh. But then they were just like, "Oh, you know, we appreciate the feedback. We've already made some changes to the control scheme. You know, we plan to make more. Would you mind checking out?" And I said to Adam, "I'm not doing it now because we've got loads on at the minute, but I'll go back to it in a couple of weeks or a couple of months' time." And I'll see, and if it's improved, then I'll update the preview or I'll write another one. To be fair, because it's not often you get the devs will email, especially like a smaller site. You don't often get people that'll email you and say we appreciate the feedback, which we're working on it. You know, we've had people email and say you didn't get it or whatever, and it's like and stuff. But so yeah, but.
I'm wondering how much it can give you the satisfaction of obviously doing what you do with painting actual miniatures, because it's the tactility that is part of that appeal, I guess.
This is what I said in the preview. So like it's like art, and I know there's games which will let you draw pictures or stuff. I mean, even something as basic as like MS Paint, you can do stuff in it and create a picture. And so that has an appeal. And like offbeat with music, where it doesn't matter whether you're creating it really in a video game or you're creating it on a keyboard or like a sound system, whatever
it's the
you
same
use
difference.
It's going to do the same things more or less. Whereas like something like miniature painting is kind of like for something like a power wash or a house flipper or something like that, there's an element to that where I can't buy a house and flip it in a weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. So
for me, it's the clearing up as well. You look at it, and you go, I can paint this wall, but I haven't got to paint and clear up. And you just don't want that shit.
And it gamifies all of it, so it all becomes fun. So picking up rubbish, mopping the floor, all that becomes fun. When you've got something like miniature painter, like if I'm gonna sit at a desk for 3 hours and paint a miniature, I'll just go and fucking paint a miniature. There's no reason. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? There's no reason for this version of this to exist, because if I was gonna and it's like, oh, you can get the thrill of building a miniature, painting a miniature, and selling a miniature. I fucking do that already. I literally even I've been selling them recently. I
guess maybe like the mess factor and the space could be an issue for some people, and it gives a little taste of that without the commitment.
I tell you what, I was hoping it might be. I was hoping it would be something where you could get a miniature and you could mock up some color schemes, because that is not an easy thing to do.
No, test the color palette before you actually apply it.
There's apps for it, but they're hella complicated. And I was hoping it might be something where you could have like approximations of like existing colors. Like you could do you know what I mean? And you would be able to like take I don't know, fucking a generic orc model and knock some colors up onto it and be like, yeah, that'll look good, and then paint it. Like that would have uses. That for me would have
a tool, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah, but I just feel like anybody who's really into the hobby, I just can't see them. Like, if you're going to sit at a desk and you're going to do this on a computer, you're going to do this for 10 minutes and go, I've got the itch to actually paint something. So you're just going to turn it off and go and do that. Like, I could just go over to that desk and do that. So it's like
that novelty will wear off in the first 10-15 minutes.
What about for people like me, who I'm not interested in painting miniatures, but I do like repetitive mindless games like Power Wash and is it satisfying? Is there like a ding when you do something right? Or
so this is where it would need to be more simple for me though. Like, so I would understand the appeal of it if it was a simple thing, because there's hundreds of games, even stuff like we've already mentioned, like House Flipper and things, where you could just use a mouse, pick something up, rotate it, like put some glue on it, glue it on. You could have a little click noise or something that like triggers the happy reflex in your brain, and you could put a model together, and then you could quite easily like have different size brushes and have a rack of paints, and you could quite easily get a tactile. The trouble with the way it's done at the moment is picking up and rotating and gluing things together is maddeningly frustrating, because it's just not intuitive at all. The paint isn't there. You have to click on the part, and then you get like an array of paints. Then you can mix, which also takes time. And then once you've picked a paint, then it goes onto your rack. You haven't just got an array of paints in front of you. You can go, I want a gold, so it gives you like 10 different shades of gold, or I want a blue, so it gives you a load of blue. No, you have to go in, fuck about, find the one you want, click on it, then it puts a pot on the, and it's like everything is just not. And I don't know if Miniature Painter Model Kit Studio is different. Like the VR one, I can imagine would be more like,
because again you've got that novelty factor to even haven't you? Yeah. Get the VR heads on suddenly. Oh, miniatures.
But I think if it was more accessible, and which they're working on, so I do believe they'll get there. I do want to try Model Kit Studio because I saw something earlier where it had like 50,000 wish lists. It did quite well during its closed beta, which I didn't get to play it. So that, I don't know whether that's the same thing, but just maybe a studio with a bit more experience, or maybe even a bit more budget or something. I'm not sure, but there's definitely like maybe even a David and Goliath thing going on, where one just seems to be. So at the moment, I don't know what Model Kit Studio's like, but it needs.
I'm trying to think of one a couple of years ago where I'm sure you did a lot of the same in terms of customization and painting, but then you actually got to play tabletop games with them. And I can't for the life of me think what the name of it was.
I don't know. I know
that would give it more. I don't know. Does it need more purpose than that? Than just painting? Maybe if that.
What are you painting in it? Like, what are the figures in it?
So in the preview build I played, there was only like a couple of generic like fantasy figures. There was like an orc and something else, but there's like, it says like on the website there's plans to add loads, and there's plans that you'd be able to scan your own STLs in, which means like so essentially you then would be able to go, well, I've got an STL to 3D print this figure, so I'll put it in this simulator, build it, paint it, print it, and then I've got like a reference sheet to go off. So that has its uses.
Like you say, that gives you exactly that factor of testing things out that you wanted, then, doesn't it? Because you can literally apply that to that one.
I just think they need to simplify it. I need to work on it. I think if they can nail that, it's mainly the controls. If they can nail the controls, and like just add some quality. It feels very early. It feels like something that they sort of put. They might have even put it out because Miniature Painter Studio was Model Kit Studio was on the horizon, and they were like, shit, if we don't get it out now, people are going to think we've copied it, or you know what I mean, we're going to miss the boat. So it just felt way too early to be dropping it on the public. So but the demo's there. By all means, have a like. People should, if you think that it sounds even interesting, I might be wrong. I just might have found it too fiddly. Yeah, I mean, it's not. The demo's still up, and people are wishlisting it, so it can't be that.
I'm now wondering if Kieran's got a game he's played that represents his actual hobbies as well, since we've covered both of ours.
Well, I don't do demos really. I don't know what it is about them. I just find it really hard to get invested in anything that I know I'm only going to play for 40 minutes at most. So I played 3 different demos for a combined total of about 6 minutes. Because that's how long my attention span tends to last with demos, and I can't actually remember what 2 of them are. But
so nothing that grabbed you then particularly.
One of them was the new game from the Doki Doki Literature Club developers, which I can't remember what it's called. It's completely different. It's like a life sim farming game, like a cozy farming first person game. And I know it
doesn't slowly slide into horror, and
that's
it's gonna.
Yeah, and it's one that I'm pretty sure I will like. So I thought, what's the point in playing the demo? I'll just play it when it comes out. But there is one that I did. I liked it, but I won't put any more time into it until it actually comes out. And I only played it because I've seen clips on it on TikTok for months and months and months now. I don't know if either of you heard of it. It's a game called Trees Hate You.
I think I've heard of it.
So it's sort of like best way to describe the visuals, I guess, is like a 3D Pokemon game. When the camera's sort of set at that angle and you're looking down, and basically you are lost in the woods, and you need to get out, and all the trees hate you. So you'll walk, you wake up, and there'll be a path in front of you, and there'll be there'll be a path with a tree next to it, and then there'll be some rocks at the side of the path and a bit more space that you could walk on that side. If you walk next to the tree, it will slam down and kill you, and then you respawn. And you're okay, I can't walk by that tree, so I'll walk around the rocks and I'll go past it that way. And then you go around the corner and there'll be another tree, and it'll be the same setup again. And you'll think, all right, I'm not going to get caught out this time. I'm going to walk on the side of the rocks, so it's out of the way. And the tree will pull out a pistol and shoot you. So
it sounds great already.
You basically, as far as I can tell, you have to. It's almost like trial and error of the game, and I think that's probably. I don't know if I'd enjoy it for longer than like
7 hours straight.
Yeah, like I could see it being fun for like 40 minutes or an hour or something, because you do really have to die each time to work out what that tree is going to do to you to then try and avoid it next time. So I only played a few minutes of it, but it was getting to the point where they were like chasing you around. You were trying to dodge like multiple trees shooting at you, and then trees that would chase you down and kill you. And it's funny. It's fun. It's just
it ties in perfect with your hobby of logging as well. So there you go. That's the trifecta of hobbies.
Well, I don't really like nature. I like being in the city. I don't like being out in the woods. And I think this is
the trees won't really do that, Kieran. It's all right.
You don't know that.
Fuck nature.
All right, same point.
So that was my experience with the Steam Next Fest.
Fair enough. Well, I got a couple more I can chat about, because I also played one that people seem to have known about this for ages, but I heard about it like a week or two ago, which was Amsterdam 1666.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is the Assassin's Creed-esque witchy thing.
It's Patrice Désilé's game, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, I tell you what it is. It's this year. I don't want to be horrible, actually, but it's kind of this year's Forspoken Flintlock. Right. It's because it's basically like. So for a start, I don't know what you do in the game. Like, I don't know what the actual game is, because the trailer shows like combat and stuff. None of that's in the demo. The demo is it like starts with you like in 1666, and you're walking around with this. And I think the modern part of the game is set in 1999, because it's every 333 years.
Right.
So you start off as like a witch in 1666. And you go in like through this village in a ritual, and you go through this village in this ritual, and then you have to, like, it shows you how to cast spells, so you can like ignite torches, and then like you have to pick a cat, and there's like 12 cats to pick, and they've all got names like the knight or the beggar or the whatever, and like I don't know any reason why, but you've got to pick this companion, and they're all like these really scraggy moggies that like you have to pick. So like, anyway, I pick a cat. I picked the one that sounded the coolest in the description and looked like the like a little ragged little mangy thing. So I picked it, and when you pick the cat, then it goes into not modern day, but it goes to 1999. And or I don't know when it's, I think it's 1999, and you like play as another woman, and then like you're in a library with a dude, and like you're looking for documents on this village, this cult, this coven of witches and stuff, and like you've got like this. You've been left clues by, I think, your character's father. Can you hear that cuckoo? I'm not shutting the door, but it's going to go all night. And so yeah, you go through like this bit in a library where he's like, go and find this book, and like you have to solve like a little puzzle of where the book is in the library, and you go and get it. And by this point I was like kind of falling asleep a little bit, and then I got. Like, I solved this mystery, and then it cut to her father, I believe, or this. I missed the sentence, so I don't know whether it's her father or someone she knows. And he's like a dude in like this, and he's like, you have to walk through this hotel with this woman, and you have to walk through the entire hotel. It's interminable how long it goes on for, and like he's narrating the whole time you're walking, because she's reading a letter from him. And it's like the biggest hotel in the history of the world, as you walk through room after room after room after ballroom after restaurant and you finally get up to this hotel room, and she's had the people in the hotel arrange like all mirrors and candles and stuff around the bed, which immediately would be a fucking red flag. But this guy's deeply in love with her, Then there's like a sex scene in the demo, which goes on for just a tad too long, considering it's basically wastes about 3 minutes of the demo with a really awkward Assassin's Creed style sex scene. And then like the dude wakes up and he's a cat, and he's like, so automatically the cat's gone from like a really interesting like cool familiar to just another mascot with like an American dude voice, and it feels like fucking Hocus Pocus. And then it's like, or like what's Sabrina, where the cat just talks like a person, and he's like, my God, I'm a cat. And then it's just like, oh, it's awful. Like
that is like spoken, yeah.
And I'm just like, and then you take the cat through the hotel, and you go through this fucking portal, and then you're in the tree at the beginning where she picks the cat, and you're the cat she picks. So then like you climb up the branches, and you can like jump over stuff as the cat, and then you jump into her arms, and the demo ends. And that was like the end of it. And I like got to the end of the demo, and the first thing I thought was, I have no idea what I just played. Like, I don't know what kind of game this is going to be. And then it immediately plays the trailer when the demo ends, and then gives you like, please wish list and whatever. So it plays the demo, the trailer, and the trailer shows like what looks like it could be combat, but I've got a feeling it's just like casting these spells and stuff that might even be at specific moments. It might be predetermined.
Just got no way of knowing right now.
I've no way of knowing. But what the trouble with this is I know it's got like a big name attached to it in like Patrice Désilets, and I was really unimpressed. Like, and I know it's just a demo, but I was really just like, this is going to be one of those games where you've got this woman you're going to be playing as the witch, and you're going to have this fucking cat who's from our time, who's going to be just asking questions, and basically it's going to be the audience surrogate. Again, it's going to be non-stop fucking motor mouth, because the minute he gets in the cat, he doesn't shut up. He's got really modern, like the way he talks. He's like a young American dude. He's like. It just felt really at odds with what I'd already seen. It was like it clashed straight away.
Yeah, from what we've seen on the impression so far, it didn't look like it was going to be that.
And I basically just came away from the demo thinking that was a bad demo. Like, if you're going to put a demo out for your game, pick something where, I don't know, give us something like that fucking plays good. Like it's just not very interesting. And like I said, I don't want to be like too harsh, because it is a demo, and it was, I don't even know if it was the beginning of the game. It might have been something that was curated, because
it feels like a bit of narrative and exposition there to lead you into the world, rather than actually showing you what you're going to be doing.
And so I was just unimpressed by it. It hasn't made me go, oh, I want to play more, which is what a demo is supposed to do. And I don't think I'm the only one. I think the demo has sort of raised eyebrows all over the place. For the wrong reasons, but I don't know. I mean, the main game is due out this year. It might be a curio, but it feels to me like it's going to be another. It just seems like it seems a bit pretentious and a little bit like overconfident, maybe on the behalf of. And it's just, I just don't. It strikes me as a game that is not as good as the developers think it is. Do you know what I mean? Like Forspoken was, where
it's been done as a bit of an ego piece. Then maybe,
I don't know. I like I said, I don't want to be too dismissive of it, because I haven't played enough of it, and the demo's really not. I hope it's really not indicative of what it's going to be. But I didn't come away and think, oh, I want to play more. I just came away and thought, the fuck could I just play for like 20 minutes? I don't know. It's just a bad demo. Maybe I hope it's just a bad demo. But
could be a surprise.
Yeah, it's definitely Euro janky. Like it's like it plays and feels and looks very like PS4-y.
I didn't hear anything.
Overly endearing, is it?
I didn't hear anyone say anything really positive about it, which is why I didn't download it. And I am interested, because it's it's got Assassin's Creed DNA in it, and even the trailer I thought was pretty good. But
the trailer has a lot of actiony stuff, and it's got a lot of intrigue, and there's like magic and all that stuff. That's not in the demo, so I'm hoping that the main game has got more, and I'm wrong. basically. I hope to be proved wrong by it, but yeah. So I wasn't too impressed with Amsterdam 1666.
I'm hoping the third demo redeems it, Mick.
Well, there's two actually. There's two more to talk about before we go. One's not a demo, one's a preview, which I want to have a chat about. But the third demo did pique my interest a lot more, which was Vala Mortis.
Yeah, you mentioned this the other day.
Yeah, which is the Ghost Runner devs. Actually, when we talked about this on what would have been last week's pod now, and I sort of dismissed it quite out of hand when we had it in the head-to-head, because I don't really usually like first-person melee. Like, it's not.
Yeah,
I've never found it to be too much fun. Like, even on Skyrim, I'd switch to third person, even as janky as it is, because I just. But it's fucking excellent. Like, it's really, really good. And I should have known it would be, because Ghost Runner's got this. Both Ghost Runner games are brilliant. Like, super, like, first person. Like, they nail first person platforming. They nail first person combat. They're really good games. The first one I think is slightly better than the second one. I think the second one overstretched itself a little. But this is great.
So is this a fantasy setting for this?
Yeah,
one?
It's sort of. It's set during like the Napoleonic Wars. So like you're talked to by the spirit of Napoleon somehow. If it is the Napoleon, I don't know, but that's who's talking to you. But it's a first person Souls-like. Like it's 110% Souls-like. It's just in third person. So like parry mechanics, limited heals, limited ranges. You even have something which is called what do they call it? Oh, it tells you to rekindle the lantern.
The ultimate combination.
When you reach a save point, which I thought was a little bit on the nose. Like I thought, come on, guys. So yeah, you have to like rekindle the lantern. You've got limited magic, but it has got magic. And like you pick up quite a few spells during the first chapter, because the demo is 2 chapters. It's chapter 1 and chapter 6, or chapter 7. And I haven't played chapter 7 because I spent ages on chapter 1, because the final boss of the chapter just fucking kept nuking me, because he's a 2-phase boss and he was quite hard in the first phase. But it's very much like a first person Souls. Like you've got a parry, you've got a perfect dodge mechanic, there's a stamina bar.
Importantly, it feels good as well. Then
it feels very good. Like it controls really well. It looks gorgeous. Movement's really slick. The combat is fun. Like if you time the parry right, you can normally finish them off in one hit. There's like zombie soldiers, like red coats, and then there's also like some of them are just weird. Like there's one that like it just looks like a normal soldier, and then it sees you and it like fucking bends over backwards so that it turns around and like runs at you like a dog. That's really creepy. There's another one where it's like 2 soldiers sort of stitched together and it like throws grenades at you. But yeah,
it sounds like a cool setting, man, and something quite original.
I don't know when it's set or where it's set. I think it's like an alternate history, like an occult version of like Napoleonic Wars, basically. But yeah, it's that as a demo is a great showcase, because the only thing that puts me off slightly is how hard it is. But it's a Souls-like, so if you're into that, that's kind of what you come for.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's what it was, because I was quite interested in it based on the trailer. But if it's the first person Souls-like, I don't know how I'm going to get on with it.
Yeah, it's very much a Souls-like. Like even the minute-to-minute stuff. Like there's a bit in the demo where like you fight your way through this. So the lanterns are quite spread apart as well. So like you heal at a lantern and you collect. I can't remember what they call it, but when you die, you drop it and you have to go and pick it up. And like you fight your way through, and then like you get to this like cage. And there's like 3 dudes in it. And I was like, well, they're going to get up. But you can see the next lantern behind them. So I was like, I've just got... But of course, as soon as you walk in the cage, it shuts either side of you and they all stand up. And it was like, I'm too close to fucking... So I died that time.
You're trying to back off into a corner. Like
that. And obviously I respawned and then I knew it was coming. So like I shot one while he was on the floor and I killed the others. And I got through it to the next lantern. And then like... So... But it has that Souls-like stuff where like you walk into like an area and there's like a crate and something. It's like someone's behind that, and something's going to pop, and then it doesn't, and it doesn't, and then it pops up somewhere else, and it's like it's
just
quite,
to fuck with you.
Yeah, and you can tell these guys know what they're doing. Like they've done this because I thought this developer only did Ghost Runner 2. Did they do both of them? Because I know Slipgate Ironworks was involved in one of the Ghost Runners.
I need to look and see. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't looked it up.
Does it feel like it's going to have the exploration of a Souls game as well? Because the way you're describing it in my head is quite a linear path almost.
So yeah, it is quite linear. Like I said, I haven't tried the later chapter, which I presume they've given you so you can properly try the magic and things.
Yeah, see what you can get later.
But the initial chapter, the first chapter, there's stuff off the beaten path. Like there are little side paths, but it basically all roads lead to where you're supposed to be going. Okay. So it's a bit like it's a bit more like the older Souls games in that respect, where there is stuff to go and poke around in, but ultimately you're going to be going the same way.
I think it sets a given level of expectation when you look at the level design of the original Dark Souls and how it all intertwines and leads back, and that's kind of what I would hope it would be. So you can actually go, oh, that opens this gate here, and you can move around. It's now a shortcut. Yeah,
well, there are shortcuts. There are shortcuts. So like you'll get to a place and like you'll lower a ladder or you'll open a gate or whatever, and then it's like, right, now I've got a shortcut next time. And
because not much beats that feeling in those games. When you realize you just battled for an hour through something, and suddenly you can just walk around it. Job done.
Yeah. But yeah, that's good. But yeah, Valor Mortis, that was the other demo. But yeah, just before we wrap up, I wanted to talk about, because I have actually played a preview build of something as well, which is I had access to Resonance of Plague Tale Legacy. So I played the whole of that, which was about 2 hours. That was 2 chapters, and 2 hours of the new Plague Tale game. And it's a bit of a weird one. Like, it's a bit of a weird one if you're a fan. I can't... It's difficult to tell who it's for, if that makes sense. Like, so I'll preface by saying I really liked it. Like, I enjoyed it because it's my sort of game. But both chapters are very different from one another. Like, very different in tone, in mechanics. But both of them were my jam. Like, I enjoyed it, like, a lot. But if you've come from, like, the first 2 Plague Tale games and you're expecting a similar experience, it's not really that. There's, there's no, like, there's very little stealth in the first section. Like, the first chapter is... Because you play as... I called her Isabel last week incorrectly. It's not Isabel, it's Sophia. I don't know why I got Isabel. She looks like an Isabel. But her name's Sophia, who was a character in Requiem. She's like, she joins Amicia and Hugo in Requiem, and she's like an ex-pirate, and she's a bit more handy with a sword. And
so she's a known quantity then from previous.
Yeah, I mean, she's not as handy with a sword in that as she is in this, and this is meant like 15 years earlier. But so what they've done basically is Asobo have basically taken a break from Amicia's story. So there is more Amicia, or should I say, there is a continuation of that story, whether it's going to be Amicia, because like I said before, they kind of drop a major hint at the end of Requiem. There's like a post-credits bit where it's essentially modern day, like it has to be modern day, the way it's done. It's like you see like a baby's hand with like the macular veins, which is the virus that Hugo's got, and it's got like a blue blanket, and then you hear a hospital heart monitor. So it seems fairly obvious that that's the route they're going to go down. But they've sort of said that they're stepping away from Amicia's story, but they want to keep making games in this universe.
It sounds like they're taking a bit of a different tack on it then, maybe going for a new audience.
This is definitely a broader appeal game. This is definitely something where they've gone, how do we get more people into this? Because Plague Tale did very well. Like both Plague Tale, I know Lyle doesn't like them, but both Plague Tale games did very well. You know, they sold very well. They critically did very well. They did very well with consumers as well. It wasn't just, they weren't just critical darlings. They did really well with like players. They're popular games. Asobo sort of put themselves straight on the map with Innocence, and then they did almost as good a job with... I don't think Requiem was was received quite as well, because again they'd already gone up a notch slightly to say, how can we get a bit more action, how can we, which is difficult when you create a game like Innocence and you paint yourself into a corner almost, because it's like, well, we can't just do that again for 15 hours, but we also can't go full.
You've got to have that midpoint in between somewhere.
Yeah, so I think they did a good job of balancing it, but this one is not that. This one, they've in Resonance, they've kind of gone, right, how do we get broader appeal? So Sophia is basically Lara Croft meets Nathan Drake.
Oh, tell me more.
So it's very Tomb Raider. Like, it's very, feels very Tomb Raider in how it moves and how it controls. But then there's melee combat, which is, I really liked it. It's deceptively simple. Melee combat, where it's like a 3 combo system, but then you've got like she's got a dagger, so she fights with a sword, but then if you hold like the trigger down, like if you can stagger a guard and you hold the attack button down, she'll pull out her dagger and do like an instant kill, and they're quite bloody. It's quite brutal kills, like she's up under the throat and sort of slitting guys up and stuff. But she's only got, like, she can take 3 hits, but every time you kill an enemy, you earn like a hit back. So that's how the health, like, it encourages you to be aggressive.
Yeah, but constant tension from it.
But also careful. So the combat is really quite tense. It feels like they said they based it off of, like, they were inspired by like Ghost of Tsushima and stuff. It doesn't really feel like that to me. But it does have like a real good risk-reward system in the combat. She's got like a grapple hook, so she can like pull guys off ledges, but she also uses to like climb and swing. So it's got that, like I said, Uncharted Tomb Raider type vibe going on.
So it's gone full action then.
It's full action. It plays. I really liked it. Like, it feels like a bit of a departure from Innocence and Requiem, but I didn't mind that, because we are going to get more of that at a later date. And I think if they'd have done that again for a 3rd game in a row, people would have then been like, I don't think Asobo were kind of in a position where they'd struggle to win here. There's going to be people that play this and don't appreciate the change, I think, but they've managed to keep, like, the storyline's quite intriguing. Like, she's on the run from her former like group of like pirate group. Her dad was the leader of them, and he's dead now. So the guy who's took over is not very nice. So she's gone on the run, and she's stolen like a little trinket they've got. And this trinket is what you use to like solve puzzles. So like you can hold it up in the light, and it'll create 3 beams of light, like a red, green, and blue beam of light. And then you maneuver those to like shine onto certain points, and they'll unlock doors. You can use it to like, you can flip it to another setting and then hold it up, and it will highlight like traps under the floor. And then you've got like a companion with you, a bit like Atreus, who'll like her name's Lenny, and she'll like hold levers down for you. There's a bit where I was running around, I was trying to solve a mirror puzzle, and it took me a while, and like she'll be like, I know how to do it, do you want me to tell you? And it's like, and I was like, no,
fucking don't, thank you.
And I, a bit like Atreus does, and it's like I ignored her and I solved it. And then like there's a parallel story going on where it like jumps back to Theseus, because it's set in Greece, and it's like beautiful. But again, that's a departure, because A Plague Tale was very grim. Like, it's got a very grim aesthetic to the Plague Tale.
All dark and grimy and drippy. And
and this is like bright, like paradise, you know, big Grecian paradise. It's really gorgeous to look at, bright and sunny. And but you go into like these tombs, and you've got to like solve these puzzles with like mirrors and pulleys and contraptions and stuff, which I found really interesting. They're quite, you've seen it before. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like mirror puzzles and things, and it's like, if you know what you're doing, you the DNA has been used. But like I liked it a lot. Like I like Sophia, the character's cool, but like I said, it cuts back to like ancient Greece, because like it goes back to she gets visions and clues from Theseus through time, but she doesn't know why she's got this connection to him. Like she'll try and solve a puzzle, and she'll close her eyes and she'll get a vision, and the vision will like not show her the way, but it'll be like something Theseus did, so she feels like she's following in his footsteps, like there's a connection. It's almost a bit Assassin's Creedy.
I was going to say it's got bigger Assassin's Creed vibes coming.
And in fact, it's got an Assassin's Creed vibe to it all round, really. But then that's like and then there's times where you play as Theseus, which is not a spoiler, it's in the trailers. Like you go back in time almost and you play the parts that she's seeing.
Right.
So there's a bit where you're like in an arena and you have to fight a load of guys. And when you win the arena fight, you're given a prize, and the prize is like this symbol, and the symbol is what Sophia needs in the present to unlock something. And it's like it's like quite interesting. And then the next chapter, which we weren't allowed to show or capture any of it, but I've seen it in other previews, so I know I can talk about it. It wasn't we weren't like
hush,
but we weren't allowed to show it. It's completely different. So she gets separated from Lenny through circumstance, and you end up like underground beneath, because you're basically in the labyrinth at Crete where Theseus killed the Minotaur. That's where you are. So you fall down this pit with this other guy who quickly gets eaten by something. Like there's something rumbling the pipes. And I thought, it's Plague Tale, it's going to be rats. It's like a rat king, or it's going to be, and it's not. There's no rats in this. And it's instead, it's this kind of, it's basically just a monster. It's a monster that it's like part organic, and it kind of, so you notice that while you're playing, when you run around as Sophia and Lenny, your footsteps leave these blue sparkly patterns on the floor.
Okay.
And when you creep, they don't. Well, this monster starts following the patterns you make, so it can't see you, but it can see the light you leave behind. So you have to like crouch and creep, and it's fucking tense, because it will be like swirling around like the room looking for you and screeching occasionally, and it will disappear, and then it will appear somewhere else, and you've got to like, and then every now and again it will just fucking suck all the light out of the room. And when it does that, you have to hide behind something. So you hide behind something, it does its light thing. But then in order to like escape it, you have to keep sprinting from light source to light source. But you only ever have just enough time to make it to the next light source before it's behind you, and then it will get behind you. And when it tries to suck the light, then it will do it from the light source, and it will damage it, and it will go away. And then she's like, oh, it's gone. And then you move on a bit more, and then it comes after you again. And like the whole section is just you running away from this thing, and you don't know what it is. And the only indication that we got was that we know it's something to do with the macula, which is the disease that lets Hugo control the rats. So it's something connected to the macula. But it was really interesting. It was completely different. Like chapter 5 and chapter 6 just felt like two completely different games. And I don't know, for better or worse, whether it's going to alternate between this or it's going to pop up and they're going to mix it. But it was really impressive. Like it was this. I think that was better than the mission with all the fighting and the.
See, that's the bit that's got me more intrigued.
Yeah, sounds really cool.
Tomb Raider, Uncharted vibes. I'm that way.
I mean, it's really good. I just think the section with the monster is just it feels more like, because I tell you what I like about it is that Sophia's not helpless. Like you've literally been kicking ass with her for the last hour, but then you get into the situation and it's like, I can't do shit. Like you can't fight it, you can't use any of her skills. You've got to just fucking run and use the grappling hook, and you've got to stay in the light and look for the way forward. And then it's like, it felt really tense.
It sounds like a cool contrast, having all this power sort of taken away from you.
Yeah, it felt really tense. And then like you get out of that section, and the demo, the preview ended, so that's all I've seen. But yeah, I was really impressed. I think it's going to be divisive. I think, because there's going to be people that are just like, where's Amicia? And you know what I mean? Where's the fucking where's the stealth? Why am I not having to stealth? And I get that, because that's kind of what the series is built on. Like that. To be fair, that's what the franchise is. It's a step. I mean, you know, we touched on it last week where, like, I think Kieran had said that, you know, the second game is a bit silly, where all of a sudden, you know, they give her a crossbow and she's like taking on armored knights and stuff. And like, I didn't mind that. Like, that never bothered me about the second game. I thought it was probably the only way they could really escalate it, and I enjoyed it. But like, what else could they do with Amicia
Yeah.
if not this? Like, do they have a time jump where she's been training for 5 years and suddenly she can fight and she's a different character anyway? And you know, the Amicia and Hugo story, without spoilers, pretty fucking definitively ended at the end of Requiem. Like, there's not really anyone to directly continue it, so they're always going to do something different.
Maybe by having this palette cleanser though in the interim, you could then go back to its roots again, and it will feel fresh again, rather than just, oh, here's a retread for the third game.
Well, I'll tell you what it feels like to me. It feels like Asobo really wanted to make an action game, and they thought, and I'm not knocking this at all, this is not a negative, but I feel like they went, if we make a new game in a new world, people are just going to go, why don't you make, do you know what I mean? Like, what can they do? So they were like, have we got the chops to put action in the next Plague Tale game of the main series? Can we do it? And we haven't done it before, so they've made this game, and whether this game scores a 70 on Metacritic or whatever, fans of the franchise are still going to be looking forward to whatever Asobo do next. Like, this game isn't gonna harm their reputation enough to put people off what they do next. So I think they're in a good position where I think they've drummed up enough goodwill with the first two games. They've got enough of a fan base with the first two games that they can take a risk. And it's good to see a studio that's only had like 2 big games under its belt take a kind of calculated risk like this, because it's not a common thing.
And you can't keep churning out the same thing over and over. You need that fresh idea.
So I think it's interesting. I think they're taking a calculated risk. I think it'll pay off. I've got a feeling it's going to be good. I really liked it. I'm really looking forward to playing the full game now.
I definitely want to give this a go now,
because she's got like a skill tree and everything. You know, it's
sounds like a banger.
Yeah, I'm going to play. I only finished the first one, and then I played like maybe half the second one. I think I'm going to start over and play both of them. So I did like the first one. I really liked. I didn't like it when I first played it, but then eventually went back to it. And it was like, actually, this is fucking really good.
I've not played either, so it might give me an excuse to go to them as well.
I think you should try them. So like the first one is heavily stealth. Like there's I mean, they both are, but the first one is basically a pure stealth. Like, you can't fight in the first game. The only thing you can do, but like the thing that this takes away is the rat physics. That was kind of the USP of the first two games. Because if you haven't played it, Steve, like when you have Amicia, when you're Amicia and you have Hugo with you, Hugo has like a link to the rat plague,
right? Okay,
or the plague rats, should I say, where you can, like, you have to clear the rats out with a torch. Like, if you light fire, they'll clear out in front of you and then they'll swarm back in behind you, and you'll have limited time to get anywhere. But you can direct the swarms to kill guards for you and all this sort of stuff. And then in the second game, like, Hugo's got an even stronger control of them, and you can use them for different things. Like, you can use them to like bridge gaps and shit, and like it's quite cool what you do with the rats. And it's all to do with this macular virus that Hugo's got, which is what everybody's after him for. But there's no combat. In the second game, they added some combat. Like, in the second game, Amicia's got a crossbow, and like there's QTE combat towards the back end of the game. There's a fight which feels a little out of place, where you control a different character in like a proper fight, and like, which is a bit weird, but like they're very story driven, very, very narrative heavy story.
I'm getting better at this, mate. You know I am.
You can't skip cutscenes in this one, Steve. You won't know anything that's happening.
You can't really skip the cutscenes in this, because you would miss everything. Like, all the context for what you're doing is in the cutscenes, and then the rest of the game is basically just Amicia going, I need to get to there, I need to get to here. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why do you? And like, you have to, and to be honest, like, the first game has got like this like, she assembles this little group of like outlaw kids who, like, they're like little thieves, and like there's a blacksmith guy, and like they end up with a little, like, a Scooby Gang hideout where they're hiding from the
Right, so she's
soldiers and-
Fagin, got you.
yeah, it's kind of like she becomes like this de facto leader of this not a resistance group, but they're like a little group of outlaws that are just trying to protect Hugo, and
Who just happen to have magic rats.
Hugo has magic rats. All the others just normal people. Even Amicia has no supernatural abilities. It's all down to Hugo. But it's good. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't played the Plague Tale games, I would suggest anybody. I would say if you like stealth games, give them a go because they're really good. They do.
And
they are.
And then play this new one that's nothing like it.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I don't know how much, because there's still stealth mechanics in it, and they only gave us 2 chapters. I don't know how much more stealth is going to be. I don't know because Sophia can sneak and do like jumping kills and takedowns and stuff. So, yeah, so you know, I don't know. It's hard to say what's really going to be in it, but it feels in universe, which I think is really clever on Asobo's part to manage to do something that is very mechanically different, but still very much feels and sound like the music is gorgeous, amazing, great score, and that's here. Like the way the writing and the mechanics, how it moves, how Sophia moves has the same sort of weight and feel to how Amicia moved, and it's less over the shoulder. Amicia's camera is very much like a Gears of War camera, it's like Resident Evil 4 camera. Yeah, it's right on the shoulder, whereas in this it's pulled back further, so you've got more field of vision, and Sophia can move around a little bit easier. But yeah, absolutely worth it, and it's only like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, should I say, till it's out. August 28th, I think. So yeah, so that's what
things should be quiet by then as well, so that'll be fine.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, it's coming out.
I shouldn't have reminded you, should I?
I mean, it's going to be, we've got 3 months of madness coming up. I mean, July's kicking off. There's quite a few things landing in July. What we got in July? We got the Alters DLC, which is meant to be adding like 20 hours of,
you'll be all over
which is basically the Alters again. It's an expansion that's the same length as the original game. What else is out in July, Kieran? What did we talk about there?
There's a game that we can't talk about.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Otherwise,
that's it. Perfect. I can play them now. Then.
Oh, there's that Lyle train game. The Dench Attack, that's July.
The Lyle train game.
Isn't there a Xenoblade? Is that when
it's another Xenoblade? Yeah, at the end of the month. July's got a couple. There's a couple of big hitters, I think, and then a couple of little bits. But it's August, isn't it, where it all kicks off?
Yeah, August, September, October goes a bit
wild,
mad, and then everything runs away in November.
Yeah, November's going to be very weird.
Which is almost obnoxious.
I still can't wait for it, man. It'll be a great time.
Just GTA 6 hide around the corner in November with a baseball bat to be like, it's just weird. But anyway, that's I think we'll call it there because we've had a chin wag. Next week we've got some big stuff to talk about. We will be talking about, I can say what we'll be talking about, because we'll be talking Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Which is out in July
8th or 9th, I think.
Yeah, next couple of weeks. So, yeah, we can talk about that in a couple of weeks. We're probably not going to talk about the Adventures of Elliot anymore. I think we're going to put that onto bed now. What else have we got?
We might have Lyle back.
I might have
Lyle back. I've got a
mystery preview.
Yeah, I've got a couple of embargoed things I can chat about in the next. When we're doing
quick maths,
mental arithmetic on the dates. Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 things I think we can chat about next week. But yeah, so now we're going to go and record the bonus pod, which I think Kieran's done a quiz.
Heatwave quiz.
A heatwave quiz. Usually better when there's more than 2 of us, but these days there's very rarely a full crew on. So that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, we're going to go
for me and you.
Yeah, so we're going to go and record the bonus pod now, which you guys can check out on a Wednesday if you're a Patreon subscriber. It goes live on Spotify and No, it doesn't. It goes live on Patreon on Wednesday. This goes live on Spotify. For Patreon subscribers, this goes live on a Sunday, and or earlier sometimes. Adam sometimes does it a little bit earlier, depending. Then it goes live on a Monday, and the Patreon bonus goes up on a Wednesday. So yeah, if you're into this, if you like last week's, that's basically what the bonus pods are. So if you enjoyed that and you thought that was fun, that is that kind of thing. It's just a little bit less structured than, not that this is structured, but it tends to get a little bit less. It's a bit more unhinged. I think we do like quizzes and things like that. Rankings
tend to make people mad more often than not as well.
Sometimes, yeah. So yeah, we're going to go and do that. So take care. I've been Mick Fraser. He's been Steve Chambers. He's been Kieran Singh, and you guys have been lovely.
Ta-ra.
Bye bye.
See ya.